Okay, Heidi here with Tree of Life today. So, for those of you who have never done a Tree of Life before, it's wire work. It's not scary. It's really simple to achieve. Hi. You don't need masses of tools for it. The main elements to do this one is nylon jaw pliers, which are flat pliers, but they have this nylon jaw on them so it doesn't damage the wire, and a sharp pair of cutters. So those are the two things that you need. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of trees of life. I've got 3 different ones on my stands. The one we're going to be doing today is the white one, so you'll see that in just a second, but you can do them with all sorts of different beads. You can use stone chips, so you can use semi-precious stone chips, you can use precious stone chips, you can use any type of bead. Hello Lindsay. Hi Dawn. You can use any type of bead. Pearls look beautiful, bicones look stunning, crystal rondelles, which is one of the ones that I've got. So I've got a crystal rondelle one, I've got a precious stone one, I've got an amethyst chip one, and then the one that I'm doing today, I actually had to play around and thought I don't want to do it with chips because everybody does it with chips, and I don't want to use other beads. I decided to use our sparkle spacers that we exclusively stock in lots of different sizes. So today I'm going to be using our sparkle spacers, and I decided to do them in white so it looks a bit like cherry blossom. So I'll show you the samples first. Let me see if they're in shot. So there's the semi-precious, the crystal rondelles, and there's the stone chip ones, so they're amethyst. And the one we're doing today, let me come round. Sorry, my camera skills are absolutely rubbish. So this is the one we're doing today, and it's with the sparkle spacers in white. Okay, so let's turn the camera back round. So I've actually put this on one of my mats that I use for, whoops-a-daisy, one of the mats that I use for my dining table. Let's get that camera a bit further away and then you can see. So you can see here I've got 3 different sizes in the sparkle spacers. Let's get some more light over here. Hopefully that's a bit better. I've got the 4mm sparkle spacers, the 6mm and the 8mm. Okay, now the ring that I would normally use is this little one, which if you got the bead boxes, the subscription boxes, that's the largest ring that you get in there. Little thin silver ring. I'm going to do it on one that's just slightly bigger. This is a hammered ring, and I'm not actually sure if we've got these ones in stock, but it's just slightly bigger so I can show you a little bit better. Sometimes using something slightly bigger helps a little bit just for you to be able to see. And the wire that I'm using is our Euro wire, okay, and this is 26 gauge and it's 0.4 millimeter. Okay, this is a nice one. It's good for binding, the 0.4 millimeter, and it's perfect for this particular piece. Now, if you go online and look at Tree of Life, there are so many different ways to do it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. So when I do particularly a small one like this, I will only use probably about 5 or 7 wires. And the length of wire that you need to be slightly more than the width of your circle that you're going to put it on, because you're twisting it together. So as you twist it together, it draws it down. So you do need it to be just that little bit longer. So I've already cut myself 3 lengths. Let me just cut myself a couple more. You can do 3, 5, 7. You can do it with a little bit thicker wire. You can do it with like a 0.7 if you wish. It just obviously looks a little bit chunkier. I was trying to think of the word then. So what I'm doing is just putting the end of the wire all together. So I'm holding it all together. And I'm just going to about 2 centimetres in from the end. I'm going to hold it in my nylon jaw pliers, and then I'm just going to twist. Now, when you're doing a bigger one of these, you'll be twisting for ages, but with these smaller ones, you don't need to twist for very long. So if you find it difficult to twist it, use another pair of flat pliers and just use those two. Twist it round. Oh, sorry, I'm not even camera there, am I? So I've just twisted it just 2 or 3 times. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is splay out these little strands at the bottom. Now these are the roots of your tree. Now you can group them together, so you can put like 3 together or 2 together, and you see them there, and attach them in a group. Hi Sean, who's the keyboard warrior? Is that me? No, you? I'm not sure. Hi Sue. So you can group these all together. Sorry, I won't get distracted. Or you can do them individually. Now, it just depends on your personal choice. So it's entirely up to you. So all I'm going to do is hold the wire over my ring so that the bottom of my twist is right at the bottom of my, it's sort of resting on the edge of my ring. And I'm just going to fold these in. And I think I'm going to put those 2 together actually, because that's going to be quite fiddly. Let's fold those 2 together. Now fold them with my fingers first. You can use your tools if you wish. And then I'm going to give it a squeeze and a bit of a pull with my flat nose pliers, and then just trim off. Now I always trim them off on this outside edge so that there's no sharp bits in the middle, and then I just use my flat pliers first to smooth it down, and then just use your nylon jaw pliers. Oops. And if you want to get that nice and neat, you can just go in sideways and just grip it. Okay, then I'm just going to roll this one in. Let's get those ones out of the way. I'm just going to, you only need to wrap it once or twice, and that is perfectly sufficient to hold it. Snip it off, give it a squeeze with your pliers. And then I'm just going to do this one as a group of 2. And again, give it a little squeeze with my normal pliers, and then go back with your nylon jaw just to make sure there's no sorry guys. So Keris, I'm live on Facebook. Goodbye. Sorry guys, if I don't tell her I'm on Facebook, she's gonna keep ringing and ringing and ringing. Sorry about that. So now you can see I've spread out the other wires. Now my bottom bit is attached there. I think it's because it's silver. The reflection is terrible on the lights. So you can see there it's attached to the bottom. Okay, so I just do them one at a time, and so I'm going to pick one of these. Oops, caught round me ring. Now if you're happy that these are not going to need to be any longer, you can trim them down at this point. So I'm just going to trim these little branches down just a little bit so that I'm not getting caught in them. Oops. He actually keeps going into a groove on my pliers. It tells me I need new pliers, to be honest. So I'm going to pick one first. Now, what I found was the grouping for this. If I just reach over and get my piece that I made. So you can see here. So what I did was I started with the little 4mm first, and then once I'd sort of got like a little, sorry Lynn, I will go over it again. So I started with the smaller ones first, and then I went to the medium ones, and then if you can put in a slightly larger one. I didn't use the 8mm ones on this one because it wasn't big enough to do that. Right, let me put this down. So first of all, I'm just going to make this tree trunk a little bit longer. So I'm going to twist the whole group of wires just a little bit more. And you can shape it so you can make it look like a willow or something like that by oops, where's my round nose pliers? So we can make it a bit shaped so that it bends over. And you can then, oops, you can also put two wires together and make a thicker branch coming out. So oops, let me do that on one side so I can show you. So that's that one. So on this side there's two together there, so I'm just going to twist these and make a little branch that's coming out there. If you can't manage to do it with your fingers, because it is quite fiddly because it's quite thin, then use your nylon jaw pliers because they're quite good for that. Okay, so I'm going to start putting on my cherry blossom. So I'm starting with the 4mm. And when I feel like, oops, it can go a little bit bigger, I'll add on, let's see, I think we can go a little bit bigger there now. So now I've got the 6mm ones, and there is a few different collections, colourway collections that we do that have all the sizes, so there might be one that you prefer. I'm not sure. Not all of them come in the full colourway, but definitely I think there's some like pinky ones, and things like that. So what I will do is I have gone slightly bigger on this one. So I've gone from the, actually I think I need to go a few more of the 6 before I go to the 8. It just looks a bit strange. And what you can do is go from the 6 and do a couple of 8 and then go back down to the 6 again if you feel it needs it. And what I did do before I got to the edge of the ring, so where I will attach this branch back onto, I actually went back down to a on every single branch, I actually went back down to a 4mm so that it nice and neatly attached back to the side of the ring. It seemed to fit it just quite nicely. Let's go back to a 6 and then back to a 4. it kind of rounded off the shape, to be fair. So now I've got it filled, and all I'm going to do is pass my wire back up and just do a couple of little wraps on that branch. So you can see there. Actually, I think this would look quite good in lilac, and I think it would look a bit like heather, to be honest, but hey ho, that's just my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to do the next one. So just putting on some 4mm to start with, and because you're putting them on, you can see what you're doing. You can put them on, and then if they don't look right, you can change, take it back off again and change it up if you want to, or change it down size if that's what you're doing. So there's no waste on this, because you can, let's go back to a 6. So yeah, I thought it would be quite cheerful to have some, cherry blossom. I know it's a bit early yet, but because it's been so dark and horrible, I thought it might be quite nice. Cheer us all up. Okay, so when I got close to the edge again, I would put a little 4mm back in. And then pass your tail through. And as I say, if you struggle to keep hold of it with your fingers, use your flat nose pliers to pull it nice and tight and poke it back through. So, like so. And as I say, you only need a couple of little nice tight wraps just to, flat ones, to secure it. Okay, so I've got one more branch before I've got this other slightly what was that? I didn't keeps me from going insane as well, guys, so yeah, ditto. Have to say, yes, I am more comfortable doing lives now. Donna's just been telling me that she thinks I shall be okay for doing my Zoom class at the weekend. I think I'll be okay as well. Think positive. That doesn't mean to say that I won't not sleep on Saturday night. I suspect I shall be awake all night, but hey ho. Once I've done it, we're fine. Just get my first one done, because I'm always really, really nervous on my first, whatever it is. Now the nice thing about these is, and at the very end of this, when I finished putting on my little sparkle spaces, I thought, oh, cherry blossom, they have like a sort of, I know you get pink ones as well, because Mum's got some in her garden, but the white one sometimes has like a little tinge of pink on it. So I found my, which doesn't get used very much, I have to say, my makeup, and there's a, I think it must be a blusher that's slightly pinky, and I just brushed a bit of that over the sparkle spaces. I do enjoy doing the lives now, and I certainly do enjoy designing, that's for sure. I love finding new things to do. or even just changing things that we did before. Using different beads is just as exciting, I think. So I've got these two branches on the side here. Now my main ones look a bit chunky, so I'm going to keep these a little bit thinner, I think. So basically what I started with was just a simple ring and 26 gauge wire, which is 0.4 millimeters, and it's one of the reels that I had from the shop. So it's one of these ones, Euro wire ones. 0.4 millimeter wire, and and then just my sparkle spacers. And as I said before, you know, that there's many different ways you can do a tree of life, and different beads that you can use. Traditionally people use semi-precious chips or chips, you know, agate chips, that sort of thing, which are like little chunky slithers of beads. But you can use crystal rondelles, you can use pearls, look beautiful, bicones look stunning, even I think I did one once with cubes look cute as well. But you can do it with any bead, and you know, you can do it beautifully with seed beads as well. It doesn't have to be oops daisy, it doesn't have to be, you know, big beads. It can be seed beads as well, and you can do them literally, you could do them on even the smallest little ring. You just use tiny beads. So on the smallest little rings that you get in the mixed packs of those rings, I think you get some in that bead box, even the smallest one, and I would use like size 15 sea beads. So you could still do it on that, and they can be earrings, they can be pendants. You can use it as, so once I've done this, it doesn't have any connector at the moment to make it into a necklace, so it could be there we go. At the moment you could use it either as a pendant and put a jump ring at the top, or you could attach two pieces of leather cord either side and have it as a bracelet centre. So here's my, let me move these off. So I'm going to put this one in for a second. This is the, oops a daisy. So this is the crystal rondelle one, and I found one of these little bird beads, which I thought was quite cute. And again, a few more threads used on this one. So when I did this one, I probably did about 9. I tend to do odd numbers, so 9, 11 for the strands of wire, and the wire would have been sort of slightly bigger than this because obviously it's reduced down each time. Then this is the wire chips one, the wire chips, the stone chips. So this one is amethyst. So that one is amethyst, and they become more clustered, I think. And oops, let's put this one on. So this one, let's turn that one off a minute. That shows up any better. So that is the sparkle space, the one. Let me hold this one up for you. So this is the one we've just done today. but it's so very simple to achieve. You don't need a lot of tools. You don't need, you know, all you need is your wire, and have a look through your stash of beads. Pearls look beautiful, so like 4mm, 6mm pearls, chips, random beads. I mean, you can do a beautiful sort of rainbow. I seen a beautiful one that was like a unicorn tree, so it had different coloured wire stalk, so you can do it in the, because our wires come in so many beautiful colours. You can do it in browns, greens, and like I say, I've just seen one online that's a unicorn tree, and it's beautiful. It's all different colour wires, not twisted together to make the branches and the trunk, and then the flowers on it were just all different colour sizes and colours of beads, and can look absolutely amazing. And if you use one of the big, you can do them as a sun catcher. So this one that I did, the big one, is on our I think it's 7cm or 10cm ring. You can do this one with all different colours, and a few more branches maybe, and you can use it, hang it in the window as a sun catcher. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I think I've been a bit quicker than the norm. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing for my next one. Please come and join me on my Zoom class on Sunday if you want to do the dream catcher, the beaded dream catcher. I'll look forward to seeing you, and thank you for joining me. So let me just, oops, oh, I didn't show you, did I? Let me show you. So with my, whoops, a bit of pink on here. It looks so cute. I don't know if you can even see it. But anyway. Okay. Yep, plenty of wire, big rings, and stunning, stunning, stunning beads at Riverside. If anybody makes anything, please share it to our Facebook page, because we love seeing what you're making. So please do share it. Thank you, Sean, that's really kind of you. Yes, gemstone chips looks stunning. You can do your chakra colours, and oh, it's just, there's so many options. Again, you know, all these things that we do, there's so many different varieties of them that you can do. So please do send us in pictures and show us what you've been doing with it, because I'd love to see it. I love seeing everybody else's inspirations. So yes, thank you ever so much for joining us today, and keep joining us on a Wednesday. Next week is Donna. I'm not sure what Donna's doing next Wednesday. Maybe she'll let you know. Yes, please join our Facebook groups. Join us. YouTube, we're on YouTube. There's various different tutorials on there, demonstrations. Oh, Maria, that's nice. I'm looking forward to Sunday as well. I'm not sure I'll sleep the night before, but I will definitely be there. Right, I better get off, guys. I'm holding you all up. So thank you for joining us, and I'll see you all again soon if I don't see you on Sunday. Bye.